And we are back and we are live. Thank you so much for listening. This is the All Things Comedy Podcast. We're coming to you live right here from the SlapStik Studios. I'm your host, Stephen G. We have distinguished guests like we do every week in the building with us tonight. We have AC Bradford. AC, how you doing?
Doing good, Stephen.
Man, you got a basketball name. AC Bradford.
Exactly, man.
Sister Lou. We have Sister Lou. How you doing, Sister Lou? On mic 5 back there.
Absolutely wonderful.
The new guy, Frank Demint.
Hi.
Frank Demint. Oh my God, I saw him the other night, guys. He's funny as shit. Frank Demint, funny as, oh my God, funny as shit. And Ty Moore. Ty Moore, how you doing, man?
I'm fantastic. Thrilled to be here. Thank you.
Thrilled to be here. I'm gonna ask all you guys. Ty, starting with you. How long you been in stand-up?
I started doing it consistently in 2014, so I'm coming up on 10 years, but I guess you could take away a year because of COVID.
Okay.
Couldn't really get out much, much like a lot of us, so I don't know if people want to count that or not. So somewhere between 9 and 10 years I've been
Okay,
at it.
9 to 10 years sounds good. Frank Demint, how long you been doing it?
Well, I've been doing about 5 years, but really hitting it the last 2.
Last 2?
Before that, because I'm from the Chillicothe area.
Okay.
So I was only making a Lloyd's mic down there like once a month at the most. During COVID, not even that much.
Uh-huh.
So.
Okay. Sister Lou, same question. How long you been at it?
About 5 years.
5 years now?
I started right at the beginning of the pandemic.
Of course, I know that, but everyone else didn't.
I knew the them, but not
Yeah,
knew this.
no doubt about it. AJ, what about you? AJ Bradford.
AJ.
AC.
Already messing up. No, 2 years. About 2 years now.
AC. My
About 2
bad. I
years.
got my nephew's name is AJ. You know.
Are we family now? Is that
About
what you're
2
saying?
years?
Yeah.
2 years?
About 2 years.
Oh, man, you're the greenest one in the room then.
Oh.
Quite literally.
Greenest one in the room.
Oh, bro. You want to see my shoes?
So first off, I like to talk about you guys' take on comics stealing jokes. And we're going to start with Corey Holcomb was just on his 5150 broadcast, and he gave me a special shout out. He said that he stole one of my jokes back in the late 90s and said he's going to compensate me. And I'm not mad at him anymore about that. So. not mad, Corey. Not mad. Thank you so much, brother. But what do you guys, Sister Lou, starting with you, since you're our only lady on the podcast, starting with you, what do you feel about comics gaffling jokes?
I think it's like our jokes are so personal that it's personal. You may as well put your finger in my mouth or at least try. You know what what's going on here? Where you be somewhere and you hear your joke in the air. And you're like, hold up, that's mine. I know the next word and the next word. It just, I'm in therapy, so let me say that.
Yeah, sometimes you got to steal your joke back from somebody who stole it from someone else.
Yes.
And they think they stole it from, no, you stole it from somebody that stole it from me. It's really mine.
That's a Goodwill joke. That's a Goodwill joke now.
It's crazy, though. It's crazy. I've mentioned it to people, and I heard about this term. I want to ask you about this term, piggybacking.
Yeah.
Is that the same as stealing?
Yeah, just about. I mean, you're going to piggyback off the same subject. You're going to use the same subject matter. You're just going to tell some other little add-ons. You're just going to do some little adding on to the same subject matter. It's really the same thing, if you ask me.
That's
You
what
didn't
I
come up
heard.
with the concept, and the concept is the fat part of the joke. The premise, that's the main part of the joke. A joke should be written with a premise, a segue, and a punchline. Your premise is the biggest part of that. So if someone takes your premise, it's easy to write a segue with that and then come up with a punchline. It's so simple. The premise is the hardest part. Someone should be, if you got a good joke, they should be laughing a little bit at the premise.
Right.
When you say the premise, you should get some chuckles.
Yeah.
Now you know you got a good joke.
Or at least looking around like, did you, something.
You got a good joke here, the premise. AC, what do you think? Joke thieves. What do you think? Is it greatest form of flattery? How do you feel about it?
Like Sis Lou was saying, it's a little bit like, like if you're going to waste your own time that you're getting paid or not paid, to sit up there and just say my joke or be like, oh, I did a shopping cart joke, and then you get on there and you're like, oh, well, I have one similar. It's like, okay. It's like, did you not come prepared? It almost shows like maybe not immaturity, but like just
unpreparedness.
You just want to piggyback in. You just want to be you want all eyes on you. You don't want the room to succeed, the show to succeed.
Right.
You just be like, you know what? They already love the idea of shopping carts. I can do shopping carts.
I can do it too.
And it's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
but
that's those hosts that are in competition with the feature and the headliner.
Right, yeah.
Ty, how will you feel about joke thieves?
Joke thieves are obviously the worst thing about what we do.
No doubt.
You know, they compromise.
I concur.
Yeah, they compromise the integrity. And then the worst part about that, too, is I think that once it happens once, everybody's on edge, and now we're all looking way too much into some. You know what I mean? Because we talked a little bit before the show about parallel thinking.
Yeah.
And we all believe in that. But I just feel like, you know, at the end of the day, your lies are going to be found out one way or another. Like,
Gonna come to the light.
something's going to happen. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. Whether that person just quits doing comedy that was maybe stole a joke of yours, or they get outed by somebody else and there's video proof.
Well, there's comedy gods.
Yeah.
In comedy.
Yeah,
People
they are.
They don't believe in the comedy gods,
I
but
do.
they'll push you out of this genre. They really will.
If you don't attack it with integrity.
There you go.
They'll
There
find
you go.
you.
So,
I will say that if I'm hosting an open mic mainly, sometimes a show, if I ever make a joke after the comedian's set, I try to do it with the intent that it's never for me to dunk on you.
Right.
Or
Right.
I just want to have fun.
Yeah.
Like when I'm
Yeah.
there, this is a comedy show.
There
Let's
you
have
go.
a good time.
Let's have a good time. Let's
and I
make
make
sure
it-
the audience has a good
And
time.
I make
How
it
about
quick, 15 to 30 seconds. I'm not trying to make a whole new thing about me. Like, hey, that was great. Hey, how are you doing in the orange shirt? You spilled your drink, you idiot. All right. You're headliner of the evening.
that? Right.
You know, like,
Yeah, exactly.
I try to keep it all lighthearted and I've never been approached by anybody just saying, like, hey, cut that out. Or if I haven't, I don't remember it, then I definitely cut
Right.
it out.
Oh, that's
you
good
know.
shit, Ty.
You just got to take advice from people if they ask you about it. And I also think if you ever run into like-minded thinking, approach that comedian.
Yeah.
Because then you guys can come to an understanding that, hey, we truly just thought of
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
Like, it
Where'd you
seems
get
more
that from?
authentic.
Where'd
Yeah.
you get that? What was your?
and
Yeah.
it shouldn't
Yeah.
have to be a bad thing to have that
No.
conversation.
Because then
It
you
should-
I'm
can,
not attacking
It
anybody.
shouldn't.
I'm just like, hey, what's
Because
up
you
with
could have
that?
came to the same agreement. I would just want to know what made you think of it.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
And like,
because
oh, well,
your
you
point
go-
of reference, where did
Yeah.
it start from?
right.
Frank, go ahead.
All right. Well, I guess I'm fortunate. People won't steal my jokes.
They have to do a whole character to steal your jokes. Yeah.
That would be
Pretty
wobbly.
fucking obvious. You know,
Pretty obvious.
yeah.
That would be
But,
wobbly.
Yeah. But
That'd be wild.
but yeah. I mean, you know, it's hurtful. Yeah, to take someone's joke. But you know, a lot of comedians, even in the past, you know, Henny Youngman was known as
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, he
so-
would.
So there's
yeah.
a long history of it.
Long history. He would.
I feel like we work so hard. Like, if
I
people
mean, he
work
was
so hard to
doing
write
one-liners,
Yeah.
and those are the guys who do one-liners. They're more susceptible to stealing jokes.
Mitch
Yeah.
Hedberg, Stephen Wright,
I
those
mean,
guys
be-
get stolen
because-
every day.
Yeah, because I mean, just think of how many jokes you have to do in 30 minutes if you do one-liners.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you're doing a joke in 5 seconds and
Yeah.
it's over with. You need 45 jokes to do 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I
Yeah.
want to ask you, Stephen.
Yeah.
How did you handle it over those years? Did you know that he was doing your joke? Like, did you ever hear?
I
about
knew
it from
Cedric
somebody?
was. I knew Cedric was.
Oh.
Go on, Ken. Go
when
on.
because I work with Ced and the guy that we worked with, the guy that owned the club, he tried to tell me do 10 minutes, and so I was like, I went to Cedric. I was like, man, you know I got 30. Can I'm featuring for you. Can I just do my shit? And Cedric was like, do your shit. And so when I got to the joke about the ghetto wedding. When I finished, Cedric was under the table laughing. I don't know if he was writing. I don't know if he had a pen under there with him, but he's under the table and he's cracking up. And the next thing I know, 6 months later, he's on telling. Now he done added a few tags to it
Okay.
with the sunflower seeds. I didn't say that part,
Okay.
you know, but oh my God, I knew it was mine, and everybody knew it was mine.
Okay.
You know, everybody knew it was my joke. You know, but. That's I would like him to come clean though as well. Like Corey Holcomb, man, you know that's my man, and to say you got stuck and to say, that's big praise. That's high praise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because we do get stuck up there sometimes.
You do. You
And
do.
you be like, oh, fuck, what was I getting ready to say?
Yeah.
And then I think of Ty said,
Do you think that like
Nah.
Cedric's gonna have to come clean about like just you and Kat? Like he's just like yeah.
I don't think he will. I don't think he has the.
Or does he have 50
I don't
people he
think
has to apologize
the
to in
moral,
one day?
The moral
you know?
compass. I don't think he has the moral fortitude to even,
Right.
to. I don't think he has it.
Do you also think it's been like too long at this point that he's just gone too far away?
Has he forgotten?
any-
Maybe.
Well, just
no,
like
I
if he
mean-
came clean, would it matter to you guys?
Well, hell yeah, it would. I mean, especially if he's like going to compensate for it, like Corey.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, Cedric.
Yeah.
You know that joke was not yours. When you met me, you got that. You liked it. You
Yeah.
ran with it. You know it. Come on.
I'm going to tell you, I learned in therapy, we can't underestimate the I don't give a fuck gene. Sometimes
Yeah.
we just don't give a
Yeah,
fuck.
without a doubt.
It could
Yeah.
be, but sometimes.
Yeah, like Corey said about Andrew Ford, he was still your whole act. The guys who would leave town, who would come in and out of town, he would just do their act the next week.
Oh,
Like, come on, man.
Man.
Come on.
Mm,
Like, that was really bad.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
that
bad.
was just really
Yeah.
bad.
That's
Like, you're
tough.
just gaffling. This,
Yeah.
you need your ass beat for that. I
I
mean,
mean, it
Yeah,
sound like
yeah.
somebody would climb up on the stage.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Should we make a comedy hitman group where we just go after these guys and like
God.
you know?
Well, I'll say I think that I can't speak to your generation. You're a comedy icon at this point. You've been at it for so long, man. And but I know like a lot of people from my generation, right when YouTube was starting, was when Joe Rogan exposed Carlos Mencia. So
Yeah.
I'd like to think that most of us were like, this is what could happen. It can all be gone in an instant.
It can.
But at the end of the day, it's like Lou said. Some people watched that clip and then still went out and stole jokes.
Yeah, they did. They did.
They were
hey,
like,
I
yeah,
have
well,
no morality. I
Yeah.
have no moral code, and that's it. Sister Lou,
Yes.
what is your number one short-term goal in comedy?
My number one short-term goal is to strengthen my transitions and my segues. When I'm reviewing my performances, they are a bit choppy, and I really want to get it smooth.
Okay, you
So-
gotta trim the fat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and make them gel better.
yeah.
I know where
yeah.
I'm going with it, and I can just
Right.
go there. But I would rather
Right.
them to. I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but I think
No,
know
you got to
what I'm
get the best words to transition. You need the shortest amount of words. That's why you have to pick the best words. You're trying to pick the best words to get to
And
that
I'm
transition.
working down to the words. Now.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
in bed every night with my notes.
Yeah, so you don't need 13. You want like 6 of the best words because it shouldn't be so long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shouldn't be 13 words. Shouldn't be 10. It should be like 5 or 6 of
they gotta
the
be
best
golden
words.
words,
The
too.
yeah.
I gotta
I mean,
find a way
the
to get it.
operative words
Yes, sir.
for what you're saying. You want the operative words.
Yes.
Yeah.
My mentor had me think of Too Short when he says, "Bitch," like because of the way he said, "Oh,
Yeah.
can I cuss?"
Oh,
Damn.
of course, it's an
Okay.
adult show. And they're gonna say,
yeah.
"Damn!"
Yeah,
if we
but-
said
But
no.
Too Short he could just walk out on stage and just say that one word.
Yeah.
So it's about how to say them too. Once I
Yeah.
get them
The,
down.
the cadence.
Yeah. Once
Yeah.
I get them down.
Yeah.
Then I'm working. So that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at right now.
AC,
Just
biggest short-term goal.
confidence in hosting. Ty and everyone here knows like we produce shows and you get in lineups together, but you put yourself on the lineup and you're like,
Right.
okay, I'm opening or I'm going to feature during my own show, and you have 10, 20 minutes, so you can be kind of cool and you can spread that out. But when I got to get up there and like Ty said, only do like 30 seconds, but try to keep everyone engaged
Yeah.
and make sure they're not getting too drunk or they're not all out buying drinks or whatever. And you're like, oh my gosh. And then like if someone bombs and you have to like pick them back up to get
No
the next
doubt.
guy to
No
get them
doubt
back.
about it.
And for me, I just freeze. If someone doesn't do great, or even if they do great and I come on, they're like,
Well, going on
yeah,
them,
they're like, who's this? You're like,
you going on their ass.
yeah.
And you tell them in their ear when they come down, the comic that bombs and you're hosting, like, I got to tear your ass up for about
Yeah, like, I
5
have-
minutes. I have to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know I have to.
I have to. I've got to bring the crowd back. And the best way to bring them back is on you.
It's like, yeah, hey, man,
Because
fuck
you just
yeah.
fucked them up.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bring them back on you.
It's all love, but fuck you, dude.
Yeah,
like, you just
exactly.
Yeah. It's just confidence.
Exactly.
I would just say confidence. And,
You go back up
and
there,
do
you
more.
like, give it up for so-and-so. you want to see more of him, he'll be at the rallies on 5th and Cleveland.
He'll be at Kroger bagging your
whatever.
groceries, yeah.
You got to let him have it.
Yeah.
You got to let him have it. You really
I used to
do.
be like, oh, y'all, comedy ain't for everybody.
Right.
No,
That
no.
hurts more than getting torn apart.
Yeah.
Ty, biggest short-term goal.
I want to write a lot more material this year. I really want to do that. Whether that means reformatting old jokes or just completely.
There you go.
I want to get at least 20 to 30 minutes of like.
Well,
really
you should
new
be writing
stuff.
10 minutes at a
Yeah.
time now, and not just
Yeah.
5 or 2 or 3. Or you should be at 10 minutes at a time.
Yeah, yeah.
Every time you sit down.
That's the thing. I actually want to like write.
And
you know?
and it doesn't have to be all the way out. Just the 10 segues
Yeah.
or the 10 subject matters.
I truly find I'm at my best when I just write anything.
Yeah.
I just need to get those juices flowing because then I any kind of stutter and lackluster is in that book instead of on the stage.
Right.
So I want to write more, and I really want to challenge myself to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good shit. Frank Demint,
Well, my real short-term goal is trying to get booked more.
trying to get booked more?
Yeah.
I know that's right. Yeah.
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 I mean, you know.
I think we all would like for that to happen. I mean,
But,
even me at this level. Hell,
Yeah.
but
just pay me what I'm worth. That's all.
Yeah.
Tell
Yeah.
me, he just won the Top Dog. Did he win the
Yeah,
contest?
weren't
at
you
the,
in Top Dog?
Yeah.
The
I think he.
comedy
Yeah.
Yeah, the comedy contest. Yeah,
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
yeah, yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and I've killed lately. I killed over at the Funny Bone
See?
and a couple other places recently. So yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Sister Lou, on the flip side of that question, what is your biggest long-term goal? Where you want to end up?
My biggest long-term goal, I want to have my own comedy network.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'm a very I'm a supportive person by nature, so it's not like, oh, I just want to be the.
Yeah.
I really want to give an avenue or something for people to be able to do this.
Sure.
That really want to do it, yeah.
AC, long-term goal.
I want to be able to do like shows with kind of like not a kings of comedy, but like with friends, right? Like if this,
Yeah.
if we're all like super tight and close, like the way Adam Sandler and them do it, like do a show where I can put my guys on or give the people, oh, I see in the business like stuff. So maybe similar, but maybe just do like a tour or a show with it's all your friends, so you just are automatically comfortable. You don't got to worry about, oh, where should this guy go? Where
Yeah.
should he not go? Like, oh,
Yeah.
I know Ty should go first, man. He's
Yeah,
gonna
sure,
he's gonna bring this
sure.
awesome
And you
stuff.
have a rapport with everybody, and it's
So then,
it's
you
better.
can almost mess around on stage with them, almost not even doing a set, because you know what I mean. Like you can kind of just
No doubt
mess
about
around.
it.
Yeah. That's probably it.
Frank Demint, big long-term goal. Biggest long-term goal.
Make it to 100.
Make it to 100 years old.
Anyway, no, no, as far as comedy, I
And
probably
still
have,
be doing stand-up like
At
George
100,
Burns,
yeah.
right?
yeah, just like George, yeah.
As long as you're alive next week.
And I'll claim to be 39, just like Jack Benny too.
Yeah, no doubt.
just
Lie
all
about
that.
the age.
Yeah, but now really, my short-term goal is just for this to be a little side money for me in retirement.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have any. I mean, if I could get big, yeah, fine. But if I can make a little side hustle on this,
Man.
I'd be happy.
Yeah.
I mean, this
Just
is like
make people
this is
feel
like my
good.
third career. So
Yeah, I heard that.
It's not all about getting millions and millions. Sometimes it's just about making people's day. and
No doubt.
stuff,
Ty Moore, end goal. Biggest thing you want to accomplish.
Big picture. I want to make a living off of doing stand-up comedy. It doesn't have to be a luxurious one, but I'd like it to be comfortable. And so that way I could kind of like it's been mentioned by AC and Lou, bring along people that have helped me along the way that maybe are in a spot where they need help now. I've had
Right.
people that have really stepped up and helped me out a lot over this past pretty much decade that I've been at it. And if I can get to a spot where I'm financially able to help them further where they're at, or just even fucking send them to Hawaii for a weekend. I
Right.
just want to get into a spot
To
where
be able to do some things like that.
and I hope people think I'm a good comedian when I do that. That's my end goal. I just want to be a good comic who makes enough money to live comfortably and help people out.
Well, do you think a shy person could make a good comic, Ty? I mean,
Oh,
do
yeah.
you really? Do you
Yeah.
think a shy person could make a good comic, or you think they need to be a bit outgoing, or what?
So I love this question because I think that even though people off stage may be very shy, anybody who goes to do stand-up comedy has a little bit of like bravado to them.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have
Otherwise,
to.
you'll get eaten alive.
Yeah.
Like when
Yeah.
all my worst times on stage have been when I've either lost confidence in the middle of a set or
Uh-huh.
been scared before I went
Yeah.
up.
And that's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
good,
if-
good shit. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're, Mitch Hedberg, he wore the tinted glasses so he didn't have to make eye contact with the crowd, but he also wore a fucking leather jacket and had really good hair.
No
And
doubt.
did heroin. So,
Yeah.
he had a little cock in his walk. Actually, he might have had a big cock. I don't know. That's not for me to discuss.
AC.
Ask Danny Masterson on that '70s show. He had a guest spot there.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow. Yeah, no doubt. AC, same question. You think it takes an outgoing person, or can a shy person make it in this business?
I think shy people can make it. I just think I think you can be shy in life, like you said, Ty. But the moment your foot touches the stage and the mic's in your hand or it's in the stand, whatever you want to do, the moment you grab that stuff, either if you're still a little pipsqueak and you're still talking like this and you're doing the thing, yeah, you're gonna get eaten alive and stuff. I think you can be that, but it's gonna be very niche, right? It's gonna be very hard for you to really get success.
Right.
You're gonna be stuck in a pit hole forever because no one, if they don't like that style, one-liners are very hard to do.
Yeah.
Stories, they're vastly different.
And there's
So-
no way to feed off the crowd if you are
Right.
the mousy one.
Right. So I think you can, but you're gonna make life so much harder for you if you don't have a little jazz and little pep on you.
Yeah. Sister Lou, same question.
No, you can't be shy in this shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't be shy.
Y'all can try to work. You just can't.
And I know some people who won't go to open mics like they're shy comics. You won't make it.
Yeah.
You won't make it.
That's where you start.
That's where you start. They won't even go to open mics.
How
It's
do you
ridiculous.
want the pizza without making the dough?
Also,
Yeah.
how are people gonna find out about you and book you and stuff?
And things of that
If
nature.
they only see you once a month, I mean, I'm that's me. I've done that before where I haven't gone out in a while. And I'm not on shows. Well, yeah, dumbass, you haven't been out with your friends.
Right.
They don't know you're still doing it.
Frank.
So I can't get mad at too much.
Frank, same question.
I think I agree with Sister Lou. I mean, no. If you're too shy, you're not gonna make it. I mean, you gotta have some
A little
outgoing-
bit of bravado.
Yeah. I mean, now if you're one of those persons that can be shy, that can be shy personally, but when you hit that stage,
Yeah.
turn into that persona,
a different person should kick in.
you could do it then, but we're talking low percentage. I
Right,
mean, I'm
right.
talking.
Don't back talk.
Yeah. We were just saying that we used to get whooped for what we get paid to
Back
do now.
talking and
No doubt
making
about
sly
it.
remarks
Oh,
at
yeah.
dinner. It's shut your mouth. You're I'm
Shut
sorry.
your mouth.
You know.
Yeah.
I had questions on everything. Why? Well, what is that?
Because I said so. Because I said so.
Yeah. Sister Lou, I want you to take this one. Do you think more women promoters will change the comedy landscape?
Yes. I think, we have a different perspective, because a large audience of members are women anyway. And we look at it
yeah.
you got to get babysitters. Is this worth getting a babysitter for? Not how many followers does this person have?
Right.
what I mean?
Right. It's going to be
They-
some
they want-
serious
They want the experience.
questioning. Yeah.
They left their baby daddy or whatever. We came to unpack some shit, and it's an aphrodisiac as well, all of that good stuff. So yeah, if we had more ladies in that, I think it would be good, just to offer balance.
What do you think, Ty?
Yeah, I agree. Throughout my career, some of the best shows I've been on, where I was asked by a woman to be on it, or somebody from a community, gay community, transgender people.
Everyone I
booked
was
me.
on too. I used to do shows for
Yeah.
her all the time. before she
Non-binary
started
people
to
have booked
stand
me.
up.
They put money in my pocket and they give me a chance to better my craft in front of an audience.
Right.
And if you give me that, it doesn't matter to me. Just that's all I ask for. And women promoters, and I always have a good time at shows with that. I always feel like sometimes I do shows for women promoters, and they have like Amber Falter. She'll give her crowd members a gift basket sometimes. and
Wow.
shit.
How
Or
about that?
people?
She
Yeah.
got fed, too. I'm sure
Yeah.
she gave you some food, too.
Oh yeah.
So why do you think there's so few women promoters, Frank?
Why do I think there's so few?
Why do you think there's so few?
Because it's been the patriarchy since the beginning of time. That's why. But I mean, there's getting to be more and more all the time. I mean, Lori Graves one brought me into comedy.
Yeah, I mean-
so it's coming around. But I mean,
Still male dominated.
yeah, still male. I mean, let's face it. I'm the old white man here.
Yeah, shut up,
I
Frank.
gotta call it the way.
Did you watch Barbie, Frank? That's what matters. The patriarchy
That's
is not
what
all right.
matters.
We have
Did
to
you
watch
dig
Barbie.
Barbie? Did you
Yeah,
laugh
did you
a few
laugh
times? AC, what do you think?
I think they're great, man, and I think like the ones I worked for, like Jenny Collins. Shout out Jenny Collins down in Dayton for the TV spots and stuff. Like, it's not a typical comedy club, or,
Right.
like they do church videos and stuff there, but like. You're like, oh, wait a minute. We're all professional, you know?
Right.
It doesn't have to be a bar or a club or whatever. Like, as long as it's someone doing something, like you said, Ty, giving like someone time for their craft and being able to better themselves, like, why not?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's Frank, if it's Lou. Like, if someone asks me to do a show, it's like, well, first, I'm sure you're legit, right? If you're just some like Joe Schmo, like, I want to do a show, then I don't try. If I find, okay, Frank's cool, he has this going for him, he's professional, then cool, who cares?
Yeah, he's
You know?
actually
It don't
doing
matter.
some things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as it's legit, I think that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
Then the legitness can will help you, and then you help them, and then all of a sudden, boom, that promoter is now doing way bigger stuff.
Ty, they asked you to be in the movie. You could choose drama or comedy.
Drama.
Drama?
Yeah.
And why?
I do comedy on stage, and I know a comedy.
Like a change of pace?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And also, like, if I fuck up a drama, all right, that's not my forte.
Yeah, it's not my forte.
If
Put
I go-
me in a comedy and I'll do better.
What if I go there and read somebody's corny ass lines, dude? Then that's
Yeah.
my face with that shit.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
You could-
horrific.
you could-
Frank, drama or comedy? in a
Drama
movie?
only if I can be the leading man.
All right.
No,
Girl.
no, obviously comedy. I mean,
Yeah. AC, what do you think? Comedy or drama? First film.
I wanted to say comedy because I feel like you have to do comedy first, and then do a Jim Carrey and Steve Carell and do Truman Show and do other
all
stuff.
This, yeah.
But like,
yeah.
because I think comedy first because you have comedy writers, which is cool. I respect the writers, like they know what they're doing. But in a drama, they're not gonna let you punch up as much and punch up your own stuff. Like as a comedian, like
they're not
right.
at all.
If you
No.
write for me, that's so hard to do to write for someone else.
Yeah.
So if you write for me and I go, Steven, I love that joke, but I have an idea. And then we can work on it because we're a comedy writing team at that point.
Exactly.
Then we can make it better,
Yeah.
and it's not getting rid of what you did, you know.
Right.
And that's
Just-
not stealing
just
either. That's
add
not
it to it.
That's not
Yeah.
stealing. That's
Yeah.
just it's helping.
Well, we're
yeah.
collaborating.
Right. Yeah.
So,
And
Sister
getting
Lou,
paid.
same question.
I'm gonna say drama because I'm a really good actress, and so that I could use that to get
No,
in the
that's
door
right.
and then flip it on some comedy.
Right,
For the
right,
rest.
because you know you can do that. Yeah,
the
that's
comedy's
like,
gonna be the easy
yeah, like
part.
Ty said, that's gonna be the easy part. Let's do the flip side first, and then that's what I think. I would do the drama first to show my acting chops.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Show off
This
my
guy,
chops.
Who's this guy?
Yeah,
You know
like
what? He's
shit.
a
That's the comedian. Oh, shit, he
shit.
killed that role. You
Yeah.
know, and then
Better Call Saul.
yeah, then the
Bob
the
Odenkirk.
Oh
comedy
my
would
gosh,
be
Bob
easy.
Odenkirk, dude, Mr. Show, like that stuff
Yeah.
was the best. And then
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, man.
yeah, that's
sure.
just awesome. Good,
sure.
good example with Odenkirk.
Yeah,
there.
no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
One of the goats.
Why are black crowds harder on black comics, Sister Lou?
Yeah, we're not allowed to answer this question. Only Lou can. It'd be racist if we did it. So Lou, go ahead.
Okay. Me and my best friend were talking about this the other day because we both been studying.
Is that you think that was a good question? Do you?
It's an excellent question. We have a lot of trauma to unpack,
Yeah,
so you better fucking be funny.
yeah, yeah.
Your left turn better make my mind go all
Right,
the way left
right.
because I just argued with my
Yeah, we're
baby
still dealing
mama.
with Willie Lynch syndrome. You know what I mean?
you
We still
know.
kind of messed up.
So there's a lot. There's a very high expectation, and it's reinforced by the church.
Yeah,
You ain't in the spirit unless you do the Holy Ghost.
right.
You know, and
Exactly.
everything we do is big.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you better do it. And yeah, honey, it's something. There's been plenty of times that they didn't know I was performing. The last show we did over on the east side, and I went around to
yeah,
the bar.
yeah.
And I was just
At the
talking, I said,
Savoy?
hey. Yeah, I said, did
Yeah.
y'all know it's a comedy show? Because, you know, they were playing pool.
And everything
I'm like,
else.
Did y'all know it
Yeah.
was a show? They're like, yeah, that motherfuckers better be funny. This thick neck lady and did that. I was just like, oh, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I didn't even tell her I was a comedian.
Right.
Went and did the show. By the time I came back, oh, this my bitch. This the one I told you.
Yeah,
Girl, she,
yeah.
let's take pictures. Girl, she funny as hell. So I must have did something right.
Yeah.
Boy.
Black people act like they bought your outfit for the night. Like, you better be funny. I bought that damn outfit. You better crack my damn
They
ribs.
better be funny. So if
Ty,
you
what
really,
do you think?
don't be scared, but
don't
just
be
do
afraid.
it.
But Ty, what do you think? Why are black people so much harder on black comics?
Oh man, I don't know.
Tread lightly.
It's a great question. Is it Larry Bird syndrome? Don't let the white guy be funnier than you.
Yeah, it may be. It may be that. You better not let him be funnier, damn it.
Don't let insurrection face outdo you, dude. Come on. I don't know, man. I feel bad though. I feel bad. I bombed at it all. I was the only white comedian on the show, and I bombed. I was the only one that bombed too. Ty Erskine booked me at Mad Lab. Shout out Ty. Everybody killed Dick Dickerson, Teddy the comedian, Ty. They all had great sets. Everybody on the show, except me. I ate a hot sack of shit. So
Wow.
yeah, good times.
Was it because it was a bad set, or did they just not connect?
I think I just bombed.
Is it because it's a
Yeah.
black crowd and you look like Grizzly Adams and they're just like
Something in there.
like I have the B-Rad look
They
going
spent-
on with Nike, so they're like, oh, he's like us. You know, I can at least get that.
AC, are you the funniest person in your family? Is someone in your family funnier?
I would say funniest, like just like be able to, like to think right and like think of like the way jokes are.
Uh-huh.
But when I'm at family Christmas and my uncle just goes, you're like I should quit. You're like, you know, this guy's
Yeah.
so just naturally funny, can tell good stories and stuff. But if you say tell a joke, right?
Right, and set it up and knock it down.
He's like
couldn't-
what is that? But he's a great like weird uncle who's at dinner who tells a good story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say like definition funny, yes.
Yeah.
But sometimes I look at my friends and family, I'm just like, damn, like I'm jealous of you guys.
Man, I know that's right. Ty, you the funniest person in your family?
No, I think I might be
Who is it?
My grandpa probably. My grandpa gets the biggest laughs.
Does he?
Yeah, it's hard to compete with him. He's 90 years old. He's got 85 years of storytelling on me.
Right.
And
right.
he grew up in the Depression.
Yeah,
you know.
he'll kill.
Oh my God, he tells the same stories and adds new tags. I think I might be a good observer in my family, but I don't know if I'm the funniest. My brother's
right.
very funny too. He's one of the shy ones. Like if my brother was in comedy, he'd be that guy when you go to town, they're like, we're gonna let old Satchel over here, whatever, fucking open up.
Open
for
up,
you.
yeah.
My brother would go up there and murder, and then he'd get off stage and be like, thanks, and then he'd go home.
That's
And
kind of
he'd
like
go right home.
Yeah,
he
they'd
wouldn't
be
even
like,
shake hands. or
25
anything.
years in, you're like, who the fuck is this tornado?
That's like Eric Basso. Basso just walks up in an Arizona iced tea sweatshirt and Uggs, and you're like, who the fuck? And he says like two jokes, and he's like, thank you, and you're like, what the?
Yeah.
And it just whirlwinds the room.
Right. Frank,
Whirlwinds.
you're probably the oldest in your family, but are you the funniest?
Of the living. Yeah, but you know, Ty talking about his grandfather, which would be my father's age. My father was the guy who liked to tell stories and stuff. I find when I'm doing comedy, I feel close to him, you know, which is unusual because him and I weren't particularly close because he was more mechanical and I was more biological science interested.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah.
But so I guess I sort of turned that question around a little, but yeah, that's how it came.
Sister Lou,
Yeah.
funniest one in the family? Or no?
no,
Who's funnier than you?
Oh Lord, my grandmother. I'm gonna just start with her, but all my aunts and uncles were crazy.
Yeah.
But when my grandmother saw me doing stand up for the first time, and I was getting up there, I was getting ready to talk some shit, and I was like, I would start cussing. I was like, oh my bad, grandma. And she just loved that. She loved it. So when I got done, she was so happy, and she said, baby, if you need to stay at this is going to be your ticket, and then because if you had to pay for your words, you'd be broke.
Right.
And
Damn.
she always would hit you with that one-liner.
Wow.
She would say a lot of words, but she
Yeah.
would say, "Oh yeah, you plan to fail." Like you'd be like, "Damn, okay." She always leave you something to think about, but it'd be fucked up. It'd just be packaged really nicely.
Yeah, I had a brother. He's no longer with us. He was hysterical. I'm just on accident. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
could just, like you said, he'd start talking, and then he told me, like, Steve, I don't know how you could get on stage in front of those people, though.
I hate that question. I hate when people do that.
How do you get on stage in front
It's
of those
like-
people?
You just did it at the family reunion. You just
Yeah.
did, that's 50
Yeah.
people. You just did it.
You
Like,
just and killed. You
Yeah.
just did it and murdered.
and you did it for free. Man, that sucks. Like,
But that's that thing goes back to what you're saying. You can't be shy.
Right.
You can't be
no.
shy.
If you can't get up and do it in front of people,
Real
But
people.
you can steal jokes from those guys that don't tell.
Right, yeah, because they're not real
You sure can
comedians.
steal
Sorry, they're not
jokes
real
from 'em.
comedians.
You
yeah.
can.
Yeah.
You can. You're right.
Is Steven-
Frank.
Oh, so,
How-
Steve, is that your least favorite thing when someone says, like you'll say something funny in this conversation talking about your day, and they go, "Oh, you can use that,"
Yeah.
or like,
Oh, yeah.
or like, dude, I got a joke for you. You
I
ready?
got
You're
you.
like,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like,
You can use
suck."
that. You can
Like,
have that. Yeah.
I hate when I just
I
say
get that all the time.
when you say something funny and just passing to someone, and they're like, "Oh, you should use that." Like that's not how this shit works.
That's not how it works. Right.
I hate that. I'm sorry. I hate that. I hate that.
Frank, you can take this one. How often should a young comic hit the stage in 1 month?
In a month.
In a month?
Geez. If he's serious,
It's serious.
oh God, minimum of 12 mics a month, I would say. I mean, when I'm doing this, I'm coming up from Chillicothe and I'm hitting at least 3 or 4 nights a week and trying to hit 1 or 2 mics. Try to hit 2 mics each time.
Right.
I mean, you
Right.
know, that's how you're going to hone your skills.
That's
I mean, I had
exactly-
funny stuff,
Yeah.
but Ty's seen my progress. I mean, I've really honed my stuff since I started here 2 years ago.
Well, that's the practice. That's the
Yeah,
best
that's
practice.
if you just get
can
out there
get.
and do it. That's
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Now I had some advantage because I taught and stuff. So
Uh-huh.
and of course I was a physician, so I talked to people. So talking to people, I didn't have that shyness. I didn't
Right.
have the stage fright.
Right.
So I didn't have that
Right.
guy
Yeah.
to deal with.
Exactly.
But but you gotta get out there. You don't get home. When I was doing it once a month, it was a hobby.
Yeah.
If you want,
Yeah.
if it's a hobby, once a month it's fine. But if you're serious,
I was good at
say
talking to
minimum
people
12.
myself. You better give me that goddamn money that you owe me. And if you don't,
Talking to you,
that's your
Steven.
whole ass, and I mean it.
Talking to you, Corey Holcomb.
Ty, how often should a young comic hit the stage in a month?
I agree with what Frank said. I think anywhere from 10 to 14 times a month at least if you want to take it
If you're
seriously.
serious, yeah.
And you want to get
wanna
after it.
get better.
You got to get out there and say as many words as you can because it'll clean you up on your act.
No doubt
I
about
mean,
it.
I still try to do it to this day. Hell, I meant to say statue just a few minutes ago, and I just said minutes. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
got to hit and
Yeah.
get all the words out so it's smooth when you're ready to
So
do
you
your
can
set.
hear yourself say your set.
Yeah, and you're like,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to say that word there, and you hear it back, or you try it again the next night,
Right.
instead of percolating on it for a week, and then the next thing you
Yeah.
know, you forgot all the momentum that you had with
Yeah,
that joke. You
yeah,
forget everything
yeah.
good about it, and you're so focused on trying to fix the bad that you forget you got 90% of that joke, man.
No doubt.
Just say statue
Yeah,
instead of
that's what
satchel.
you got. Just when I reherse aloud.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
yeah,
I tell my jokes out. I want to hear myself say it.
yeah.
So it can stick in my brain and play back. I don't do it like if you're an orator, and you're giving speeches, you're not going to say them to yourself.
No.
You're going to practice aloud.
Yeah.
So that's what you
Right.
should do with
Right.
stand up. You need to hear yourself say this shit over and over and over again.
Also,
And then it'll be total
anything-
callback.
Is there anything better too than like say you bomb on Tuesday, you come back Wednesday, and you
There you
have a
go.
good-
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Nothing-
get the bad taste out of my mouth
Yeah,
as
nothing
quickly.
better
If
than
there's
that.
another mic that night, I'll go at midnight.
No doubt.
That's
I
why
don't care.
You want that bad taste
Yeah.
out. AC.
One joke's not bad, right? Like
Yeah.
just because a joke will bomb Thursday, it could do good Friday.
Right.
It could do good in a month. It could do bad in a month. And that's why I think people need to do more like open mics. I agree with the thing, like doing 10, like at least if you work a lot, 2 or 3 a week, and that adds up and stuff. But bring new stuff every now and again.
Yeah.
Because I don't,
Yeah.
and I like going to mics, but I just don't want to go to the same mic all the time, right? And see the same 5 people. And for 3 months, I've heard the same 5
The same
minutes.
jokes.
Like,
yeah.
and I'm like, listen, do a new 3 or 4, whatever, and then, like Ty said, you had that one joke 90%. Go back and do an old joke every now and again, just to make sure it's still good
Yeah,
and you don't
yeah.
forget it.
And well, AC,
yeah.
tag on to this. How long should you keep a joke in the rotation that hasn't been working? How long should you keep it in rotation?
If
When is it time to scrap one?
when's it time to scrap? I think. Okay, let's say you're doing let's say open mics, for instance. You're doing shows like all the time. Let's say 3 times a week. Like 2 weeks, if you're doing like at that pace, 2 weeks. But I wouldn't even do it every show. I'd do like every other if it's bombing like that.
Yeah.
To give yourself some time to forget it, and then I would even trash it. Right. I would get rid of it.
Rewrite it.
I would get rid of it
Try to
for
rework
2
it.
months, rework it, and then if you do it again, let's say 2 months later, you have it rewritten, you do it, and it's still not working.
Right.
I'm sorry. You may love that joke yourself. It may be your favorite joke you ever written.
Yeah.
It sucks. Get rid of it. And then, but don't. I think people give up on that too quickly.
I remember Tony Roberts said the same joke about 10 times. He was like, he said he couldn't believe that the crowd wasn't getting the joke. I was like, he said it about 5 times.
Don't repeat yourself. That's worse. Yeah.
This is one of the funniest guys in the country. This was a long time ago, but he got so much confidence. He just said it 5 times in a row. Sister Lou, what do you think?
I think, about a year. I think
if you're doing it that long,
yeah, it takes time to develop something, and if it's just not working, then I usually drop it off after like a year.
About a year.
But I be working really hard to try to get it, and it just never.
Frank,
did.
what do you think? How long should a joke you have it on the shelf?
I don't know. I think a year's a little longer than I would. I'd probably say a couple
It's a long
months.
time for shelf life, isn't it?
I think a couple months. I mean, sometimes like I still got a joke I'm still working on over a few years now but it gets some response but not quite what I want yet, and so I'm shelving it to think about it and then let it ruminate. I tend to let jokes ruminate a while.
Yeah. You gotta. I think you have to do that. Ty, what do you think?
I have a fighter spirit to the core, so I truly think no joke should ever completely go away. But I do think there's something to be said where if you're a good enough comic and you're self-aware, it's not working. Shelve it.
Right.
It's almost like a stew. Let it sit a little.
Throw
some salt in there and let it sit.
Yeah.
Come back in a
See
few
what it
months
does.
when you're a better comedian. Because sometimes, and I bet over the course of your career, you probably run into this. Sometimes you write a joke that might be just you have it, but like you need to grow as a comedian, and then you hit that spot,
and then it comes back and you murder that sucker. Yeah,
and
no doubt.
A good rewriting tool that I like to do sometimes is start with your punchline at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then work your way back to the
Work your way
premise.
back. Yeah. Do it in reverse. Do the joke in reverse. Yeah, that helps sometime. It does.
Yeah.
Take this, Ty. Should a headliner be concerned with everyone else on the show's time? Should the headliner be concerned with the feature, the host, and everybody, and what time they're doing, and trying to tell them what to do in the show?
I think that it's good to have a plan of attack for time to know when people are going, but I think it's the host's job to give people the light when it's time and keep the show moving.
Right.
Because if I'm on a show and I'm hosting, I want that headliner to be as comfortable as they can because they got to do the most time. They're probably the reason why the people are at the show in the first place.
Right.
So I think it's okay to acquire the information as a headliner, and if you have the level that some people do, then maybe you can dictate who to. Like I opened for Joe DeRosa last year.
Uh-huh.
He wanted one opener, 10 minutes. That's it. And so I got blessed. And
so he can do an hour and a half.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
He had an 80-minute show at the time that he was working. So
no doubt about it.
I understand certain occasions like that, but that also, you have those situations, but then you have the people that think they're up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then they just create a bad vibe for the show.
Yeah, I don't like those people.
No, that's not
Her name
fun.
is Sista Lou.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You know the people that ignore the light and everything. They'll run over here. No, I didn't see anything.
As a producer, like I'm lighting people when like they go like they give you the nod or that like
I see you.
That they see it and you're like, all right, cool. And like I always tell
do
people
10 more minutes.
And
get ready to go into another story.
Honestly, Lou's done my show a couple times, and I'm very loosey goosey on rules. Like if I tell you 10 minutes and you do 12, I'm okay. I don't care.
right.
Because more than likely the crowd's probably feeling it. But if I give you that light and now you're at 12. And now you're at 18, dude. Like I might as well just run up and grab the mic out of your hand. Like might as well pull a Will Smith and be like, Sister Lou. Like I'm just.
And that's why in a lot of black comedy clubs they have a DJ so they could just tell them turn the music on.
Yeah, and they just
Turn the music on.
Turn the music on. Will Rick James his ass off this stage right now?
Shout out DJ HP.
HP is the man. I love that guy.
Shows with him because he will do it.
Yeah, he will.
Cut it in with something really funny.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Xavier did an impression of me, and I didn't even know I do this. But if they start going and I done lit you, I say, it's time, baby.
Mm-hmm, you do.
Right.
You do.
It's time.
I'm standing right. It's time.
I've heard you in the crowd when you're like my opener, and you're like, "It's time." Like, Lou, you're not even. Like, I'm like,
Oh, did I do that?
I'm like, I got it. Like, you're like, it's jeez. No, I love it.
They
'Cause I'm
must
like,
have been doing bad. Or
well,
something.
that's the thing though, is that if you're the comic on stage, and not only is the producer, the host, and every other comedian in the building who's on your bill being like, stop, then you need to sit down, you know, and you need to reevaluate what you're doing on the show and in the business.
Awareness.
Yeah,
it all goes back to that.
Don't run the light.
Don't run the light.
I have done it once before, and it was like I really didn't mean to, but I couldn't see the light. Like the way the lights were set up, I just didn't see it. And then somebody else had turned the light on at the same time, but it was my friend, and he was close, and he turned it on. I was like, oh, let me get my ass off the stage. So I didn't go all the way over, but I was right at the line. I'm like, oh, Lord.